What's happening? All right, y'all. What are we talking about today?
Pregnancy and abortion.
But nigga, my favorite daddy. Yeah.
We're starting out with pregnancy and abortion today because abortions are a very iffy topic, and I love to talk about iffy topics. I personally think abortions are a free for all. If you need one, get one. Who am I to say any indifferent?
I agree. I agree. Um yeah, I just feel like as long as you feel like you need to get that bitch, get it.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody make you feel bad about it. Don't you feel me? I mean, I've never had one. I've never
Neither
been
have I.
pregnant. I've never had a pregnancy scare. So I know this is gonna be a controversial ass topic for a lot of y'all.
Who gives a fuck?
We might get some comments
Oh well.
for even speaking about it and we never went through it. But we have friends that has had them
Yeah.
and I honestly feel like as long as you feel like you need to do it, do it.
And I feel like that goes along with damn near anything. Like, I mean, as long as you're attempting not to get pregnant if you really don't want to get pregnant and you do accidentally get pregnant, because I mean, there is real accidents, but then there's like,
You're intentionally having raw sex knowing the consequences of that shit.
because when you have sex, what does sex do? Give you a baby
Or STD.
or an STD. Shit, both at the same damn
Both
time.
from. Okay?
Literally.
So, yeah.
For real. Oh, Lord. Because I've been having the next one on for like 8 years now. So it's not like I'm not trying to prevent birth control. I'm not trying to prevent a pregnancy because I do utilize birth control. And sometimes I double down condom and birth control because it can never be too safe.
And
FTK.
that part, and you, just because you have birth control doesn't necessarily mean the birth control ain't stopping the STDs.
That part.
The birth control is just simply there for birth, like literally. Like, and I need people to get that through their head because if a nigga asks you, if a guy asks you, "Are you on birth control?" Tell him no.
Yeah.
Tell them no so they can put a condom on because that shit ain't gonna stop chlamydia, HIV, syphilis, gonorrhea, trichomonas. It's all very much.
And remember,
Catch
half
the,
of those you can get them in the throat, baby.
yeah.
You should even be slobbily gobbling with that
Mm-hmm.
condom on
Mm-hmm.
because, hey,
Did y'all know y'all can get trichomonas from sitting on the wrong toilet?
mm.
It's that easy to get the clap, y'all. It's that easy to get the clap.
Which is crazy.
Y'all need to be careful.
For real. Yeah, boy, that took a turn.
It did.
That did.
Because you know what? It's true. It is so true.
Yeah, and that's scary. You could do your best to prevent, any kind of STDs, STIs, but Lord, if you ain't trying hard enough, they gonna sneak up on you.
But that baby, once it's here, it's here.
That part. I mean, you could give it away.
Yeah, but there's just too many kids out here already going through it.
For real.
Already in the system. And not to knock the people that do give their child up for adoption, like,
because it's better to hope that they'll find a better, growing up family, whatnot, than to put them through hell and back. Because boy, been there, did that, and I maybe I'd have found a better home in the system. Shit.
No, for real. I feel like some people always feel like that. Like if you know you're not ready or prepared to have a kid, it makes sense.
Abort that hoe.
It makes sense. She's so insensitive.
Abort
mission.
Because all I'm saying is the doctor or whoever, when you go to abort it or try to, they will tell you if you are too far along.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're too far along, suck it up, push it out, give it away, or try to keep it, whatever. But Abort that hoe.
I think that's so different though, because once you're at a point to where you're like, I want an abortion, I kind of feel like you've already grown attached to your child.
Yeah.
And then that moment you hear that heartbeat,
that's a different story.
it's
Plug your
wrapped.
ears.
It's wrapped. It really is. Plug your fucking ears,
Yeah.
or just decline the offer to hear the heartbeat, because that's the quickest way to get you trapped into keeping it.
I feel like that's where I would get caught up at.
I definitely would too. Like
Yeah.
the moment I hear my baby heartbeat, like it's wraps.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my kid, and we thugging it out to the end of time. Okay, like yeah.
You know, I think where I draw the line at abortions though is the ones that uses them for birth control. Because boy, all I'm saying is if you get more than 2-3 a year, you smoking on that crystal, because
Chain them legs together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sell us, Missy.
Please. Because obviously condoms isn't in your horizon, isn't in your thoughts. So you need to just wrap that shit the fuck up.
Or go get your tubes tied. I don't care how young you is.
That part.
How old you are.
That part.
Whatever. Just go get them tied. Go do something. And especially if you ain't sucking and fucking the regular dick, then boy,
ain't no point.
Yeah.
Ain't no motherfucking point.
You just fix yourself.
Yeah. Because at that point, it's over with. It really is. It. Bro, how do you get 4 or 5 abortions in a year?
You know, I used to know this lady that did that. And apparently she was on birth control, and like it just like,
so I would have been suing.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
Or try a different birth control, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
or double down. Condom and birth control. Like there's other ways to prevent it if it's happening to you that often.
I feel like the idea of raw sex comes from like I've been with this person for a certain amount of time, so we trust each other, but that still does not prevent babies. Like,
no,
come on now, y'all gotta be a little bit more smart, okay? Because it don't matter. It don't matter how long you know the motherfucker.
Not one bit.
It don't matter how long y'all been hunching.
And that's
contraceptives.
But that's how you end up with a baby daddy that you don't want and like. Bitch, like just because you over here having the same dick for a period amount of time does not mean that you really want to be a baby mama to that person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because if you did, then hey, whatever, let it go. But a lot of times it ain't like that. A lot of the times it's just you comfortable having the same dick around. And then you're like, oh shit, I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
Go get an abortion.
Yeah.
Abort.
I was at Planned Parenthood, not for that though. But I was at Planned Parenthood, and there were these protesters, and they were like godly, like protesters. They're like don't abort the baby. I'm like, well, there's people out here that get raped, and they want to abort their child, you know, like just because like.
And you're going to try to convince them to
and she's like, well, that's still no reason to kill God's creation. Bullshit. And I'm just like, that's undermining the person's trauma. Like, because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not to say that she's right. I mean, why kill God's creation? But at the end of the day, that's someone's trauma that's currently living and already on this planet. You can't undermine that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, that's fucked up.
I mean, unless you want to keep it, I feel like that's kind of a different story.
Yeah.
Because, you know, some people look at it in a different way, you know. But, boy, I would abort that motherfucker so damn fast. Hell no. I'm going straight to the clinic, boy.
Oh, my God.
Where's the stirrups? Because I'm putting my feet in them, okay? I don't really know how it works. God. Where's the pill? I know there's a few different ways to get an abortion, but...
I feel like that it's all
very traumatizing.
It is. You got to think about what your body is going through in that moment. Like, hell, having a baby is even traumatizing. Yes. So I can only imagine, like, and then the grief that the person has to go through after that, like.
And then not even just that, your body still is like processing as if it is still pregnant.
Yeah.
And you still probably have that emotional
hormones
whatever.
to it.
Yeah, like that's so sad. But
It is sad.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, and hey, to the clinic. Boy, would it be me? Could it be me?
I don't think I would ever have an abortion.
I would.
I don't think I could do it. I don't care how down bad I am. I'm gonna figure that shit out before. So y'all, this part of the podcast has to be blacked out because I was asked a very specific question. The question was, if I were to be SA'd, would I have kept the baby? So that's what we're talking about right here. We just used a certain word that we can't use on YouTube. So here I am.
And he was in jail for whatever period of time. You could always do back pay. No, they would make him pay that. I mean, now, does he, depending on if he had a job or income or whatnot, would he even be able to? But, okay, my love. Hey, okay. Give your damn chin a break.
But yeah, I feel like I would go the legal route. I would immediately DNA swab that motherfucker and have them find the motherfucker. And yeah, I mean, there is no, I don't know. That's just me personally though, because that's just how my mindset is. Kind of like I wouldn't want to go through with an abortion.
So let's say like you had,
I'm more scared of an abortion than I am of giving birth.
Really?
Yeah.
See, bitch, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I think people do die with abortions every once in a while.
Yeah.
But more people die giving birth.
No, for sure.
And I think there's so many things that I'm scared of giving birth. I'm scared of tearing up my clit down to my asshole. I'm scared of. I'm scared of the baby blues. I'm scared of the pain. Like, I've been through DKA, bitch, and I don't know if DKA is worse. Like, if there's anybody out there that's gone through birth and DKA, let me know what's worse. Because, boy, when I tell you, I don't even know.
What is DKA for the people that don't know?
Diabetic ketoacidosis.
So what does that do to your body? What did you experience?
So essentially, like, after being a type 1 diabetic for so long and your pancreas doesn't naturally produce insulin anymore, your body is dependent on the insulin that you give it. And if you go without it within an extended period of time, essentially, like, something about the sugar starts to build up in your blood and it makes it hard for something. I don't know, but it's like an extreme pain that I don't even know how to describe.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost as if, like, you have a semi sitting on your chest and you feel like you can't breathe and you're just hot as hell and you feel like you're being crushed. And
so
even morphine doesn't help. So,
yeah.
Hey.
Insulin.
Yeah. Insulin, bitch.
Yeah.
Try to kill my ass. But hey, yeah, I don't know. I am so scared of giving birth. Like, on top of being selfish as hell, like, I mean, obviously, I don't think I'd be selfish with my child.
Well, of course not.
But, like, bodily wise, like, I'm scared of getting,
like, thinks she's gonna have the oatmeal raisin stomach.
Yes.
She thinks that her body is just gonna go to shit after her giving birth.
Sure.
When in reality, her titties are gonna titty.
And her ass might get lactating. That's the only thing.
Yeah,
your hip for a second. I want to give birth is because of how the moms be looking.
Yeah, the natural BBL.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to be,
not all of them get it, right?
No, that's true. It just depends on how your body.
It's like genetics. I feel like, and I don't know about my mom because I can't say anything because she's had like the whole gastric bypass and whatnot. But my grandma was thicker than a Snicker, and boy, I'd like to say that's because she gave birth to 2 kids. Because like her younger pictures, I mean, granted there wasn't many of them, but she didn't really look like that.
Skinny queen.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't know. And with me already being pretty thick, I don't think that will. I think I'm gonna just get fat.
And that's when you gotta hold yourself to a higher standard and really, lock in. Because boy, That's scary.
Y'all, we went to the gym the other night and we got on Stairmaster. And I was on there for 5 steps and I got the fuck off.
Yeah.
And I moved to a different machine because, boy.
But tell her how good it is for your core, your legs, your in every goddamn thing. Like, it's damn near a whole body workout. Like, it's so good.
I just did 100 of those little, the machine where you put your legs on the outside and you squeeze and you go like that with your legs. I did 100 of those, and then I did the little, what the fuck is that thing? What's it called?
I want to call it an elliptical.
Elliptical. That's what it is. That. I got on that. And then I came home and I did some squats, and when I tell you that here burns, like in between my thighs, burns so bad, and it's been burning for 2 motherfucking days.
And imagine how you would have felt if you did that 15 on that Stairmaster.
I would have died.
No, you wouldn't have.
I would have died.
Pain is a weakness inside the body. Okay? Get rid of it.
Right there. I would have fell off that bitch.
It's a damn mindset.
Dead ass. But yeah, y'all. Abortions.
Pregnancy. Prevent it if you ain't ready for it.
So, I'm going to ask a very controversial question.
What is it?
How do you feel about people vaping while pregnant, smoking weed while pregnant? How do you feel about that?
I personally think it's bad all the way around. I mean, it's bad for us.
In general, yeah.
You know? Like, don't get me wrong, it's not like it's like, crystal. I mean, that shit. But, hey. It is bad for us. I mean, there's a lot of people that, benefit from weed and whatnot, especially with, like, seizures and other whatever it helps with.
Yeah.
But, ultimately, like, it's not good for your lungs. Like, we're not supposed to be inhaling smoke, as I sit here with a vape. But, that's a different story for another time. It's not good for us, and we don't know the long terms of vaping at this point. But what I do know is whatever you put in your body, whether you breathe it in and blow it out in the same, 10 seconds or whatnot, it is making its way to your baby's body. And if you consistently smoke weed or vape throughout your whole entire pregnancy, that baby gonna come out, and it's no longer gonna be attached to that umbilical cord. And guess what's gonna happen? Withdrawal. So, like, I feel like you may not be severely harming the baby, but yet again, we don't know yet. But it ain't good for the baby unless you can, hotbox a room with the baby here or something to give it the weed that you was giving it before. Yeah, like that. That's baby.
Insane.
It is, but the baby's gonna go through some type of withdrawal. Like, there is no way around that. That's the same way if you were to do like drinking or any hardcore drug. The baby goes through withdrawal.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is with like liquor, I guess the eyes go apart. I forget what it's called, but
Voodoo trap or
something like that. I don't know, but
fetal alcohol syndrome.
That part.
But I personally, I'm not opposed to the weed while pregnant. What I am
How much of it? Are we talking about like one blunt a day, one blunt a week?
Yeah, a blunt a day. Honestly, I feel like if I were to have a kid and I could not kick my weed addiction, I would start putting the weed in my tea so I'm not smoking it. And I feel like it would have the same benefits minus the smoke. You know what I'm saying?
But it's still getting your baby's bloodstream. And if you do that till the day it comes out,
there are canna moms out there.
Yeah.
Where they're like, their child is smart and fucking.
I'm not saying it's gonna fuck with.
No, I know, but
their physical, mental, whatever.
Yeah. But the withdrawals were the first 2 months. Like, and they make the middle of the night wake ups more often.
Exactly. Yeah. Like how much they cry.
Irritable. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get it. But I don't, I feel like I would.
Really? I'd give you shit for that, but hey.
She gives me shit either way.
So the neighbor used to do that.
Uh-huh.
She smoked while pregnant, and all I remember is her giving birth to the little boy, and they drug test you, and they had this CPS case worker come in and like do a whole whatever, and essentially just ask like, why do you guys, because at the time you are one, like, why do you guys have THC in your system?
Mm-hmm.
And they gave her shit for that.
And I don't goddamn business. If you smoking cigarettes and other shit, that I don't know.
I think it can always be worse, but I think you could also, grab your nuts and go sober for fucking 8.5 months. Because it's not that fucking hard. Done it many times. I stopped smoking weed damn near 2 fucking years ago at this point, and I was smoking weed hardcore from fucking 14 to 22, 23. Like, that's damn near clocking 10 years,
Type shit. I don't know, because I honestly feel like I've been smoking since 12, and I'm just now getting to a point to where, like, I could live without weed. I can go days without smoking. I can go damn near months without smoking, but I'll smoke socially now. Let's just say that. Like, I'm a social smoker. So if the blunt is in rotation and we outside, I'm going to hit that motherfucker. But I feel like now, I would be able to quit smoking if I were to get pregnant. But for the people that are out there that can't, like, I don't knock you, me personally.
I do. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and be like, bitch, I can't be your friend because you do that. But at the same time, I'm definitely going to judge on some degree, because I feel like anything, I don't care if you're a meth addict. I think you could give it up for 8.5 months.
Yeah. But just the same way you say you're selfish with your...
Exactly.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
That's the same fucking thing.
It's funny because they also, kind of different subject, but not really. They also say you're not supposed to eat deli meat when you're pregnant.
Yeah,
I think I would eat deli meat.
Really?
I do. Because, bro, I love me a Jersey Mike's sandwich. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm going to be eating it every day, or shit, probably not every once a week. It'd probably only be about once a month, but I think I still would.
Once a month is too often.
Hey, well, if you go smoke a blunt
at least the 9th month as your reward.
Really, niggas?
Okay, so you can
okay, I could.
Boy, because ain't no way.
But
I mean, I'm not going to be over here eating no raw sushi, giving my baby parasites and shit, but
yeah.
Boy, I sure think I would eat a damn Jersey Mike's sandwich, because, boy...
She said, who could pass that up?
Not me.
I'm done.
Extra vinegar and oil, because, boy...
That's so funny.
That shit is just too good. That's so crazy. I can't believe you really think you would smoke.
I like I said, the moment I find out I'm pregnant and if I'm currently in the mind of smoking, I'd probably put in my tea just to eliminate the smoke factor of it, but I would still be consuming weed, yes.
If you're going to do that, why don't you just eat an edible?
That's what I'm saying. It would be in other forms besides smoking.
But the thing is once you heat it up, like, it kills it to some degree. Well,
that's better, ain't it?
You could just eat the whole fucking... I mean, yeah, it is, but you could just eat the whole damn nug down the hatch.
I couldn't do that.
Hey, we eat salad, don't we?
Put
a little ranch on it.
Bye, Kendra. Could you imagine? Hell no.
I could imagine. I know there was a point in time where I'd have probably ate a nug if I didn't have enough weed to, like... I don't know, because at the time I was smoking out of a bong, too, so I definitely would have just threw it in the bong, but... I hate green weed in a damn bong. That shit sucks. We should talk about weed in the next episode.
We could.
In addiction.
Bobby! Nah.
Shit.
No, we're not as nearly as bad as we used to be because we used to be midday, like every hour on the dot. Bitch, we need a blunt. What a blunt, backward bong, bruh.
Yeah.
Had us in a chokehold.
Came to a point where we didn't even save our doobies for later.
No,
it was like we got
straight in the bong.
Damn.
Straight in the bong every single time.
That's crazy.
That is pretty fucking crazy.
That is insane to think about because honestly, like nowadays, I don't even think about really smoking. Like the only time I think about smoking is when I see somebody have good ass weed and backwood.
Mm-hmm.
But you could have good ass weed in a paper, and I'd still be like, nah, fuck it. Like I don't want it.
Yeah.
No.
For real.
But yeah, abortions. Have them if you want them. Don't have them if you don't. But just try not to get pregnant if you don't want a kid. Shit.
Leave it at that. Don't get birth control. Find your nearest resources for contraceptives. If you ain't got insurance, resources. Call 211. I'm sure there's some number on there. Somebody that's out there willing to fucking help you.
Yeah.
Get help. Okay.
And at the same time, I understand these dudes that be out here talking about, I don't like the way a condom feels, and that bitch. If you want your dick sliding in and out of my damn coochie, you gonna put a condom on.
Wrap it up.
It ain't.
And ladies, female condoms are a thing.
Dental dam. So, something, boy. Use something. Because you know, you gotta do herpes on your coochie from a mouth herpes, right? Right?
Clock it.
Remember, it comes from up here and down there.
Mm-hmm.
So be mindful. And if you're allergic to latex, I mean, honestly, sucks for fucking you.
No.
Go to your local butcher and get a goddamn intestine and wrap it. Okay?
Don't you think that would cause like some type of UTI?
Maybe not if you clean it good enough.
I wouldn't do that, y'all.
You gotta think about it. It's just skin.
That's that white shit.
I'm helping. I wouldn't do it either. I'd never take raw dick, but because boy, that is a little scary. But hey, at the same time, I feel like at this point in life, there has to be other forms of condoms that have no latex. There has to be.
There definitely is. I'm sure they're out there. Just do your research. Talk to your doctors. Go to Planned Parenthood. They give out free condoms. And if you ever need a Plan B and you don't have enough money, go to Planned Parenthood and you can literally buy them for like $10.
Also, I think like Costco, I know normally you have to have a membership. I could be wrong about this, so don't quote me. I don't think Costco requires a membership to go to their pharmacy and get a Plan B also. So,
resources, y'all.
Google is your best friend. Use Google as a doctor now. If you got
no Google diagnosis, go to the
real doctor.
You go to the doctor, okay? Do not Google diagnose yourself.
Yeah, no.
That's not okay at all.
But hey, Google is a very helpful hand when you need.
Hey y'all, so sorry about the cutoff at the end of the video. My storage had got full and then it just ended our video. But all we were saying was like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure y'all tune in to our TikTok at the Vibe Tribe Podcast. And we'll be tuning in with y'all next Thursday. I know this post is going to be a little bit late, but thanks for watching. Love you guys. Bye.